Hello, SVUE students. It is the week of June 7th and the last week of school. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now it's time for the Avid Spartan Pledge. I am an avid Spartan, always prepared for the day, very respectful to all that come my way, intentionally safe and determined to exceed. I am an avid Spartan, and today I will succeed. You may be wondering why my hair looks fabulous today. It's because I'm counting down pigtails until summer. Be sure to say hi if you see me in the hallway. Avid job highlight. Here's a job for all you mad scientists out there. A pharmacist. Pharmacists are responsible for dispensing controlled medications to patients in the proper doses and explaining how and when these medications are to be taken. They may also discuss possible drug interactions to patients to ensure that the prescription is used responsibly. At many pharmacies, pharmacists will give you a flu shot or provide you with some sort of immunization service. Pharmacists might also offer advice on nutrition, exercise, stress management, and other general health issues, sometimes pointing customers to over-the-counter medications that might help treat their symptoms. Pharmacists work in a variety of places, such as clinics, hospitals, outpatient centers, at stores like Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS, and assisted living facilities. The degree you need is a doctorate of pharmacy. Classes you are taking now including math, because you need to be able to count the medications and know exactly how much to prescribe. You also need to know how to work with money, as many of these medications cost different amounts of money. Language arts, because you need to be able to translate prescriptions and notes for patients. And of course, science, because you need to understand about medication and the chemicals you are working with. Colleges around the area include Southern Illinois University, University of Illinois, and Chicago State University. If you need a good pharmacist joke, a duck walked into a pharmacy to purchase some chapstick. He asked the cashier to just put it on his bill. Teacher Spotlight. Today's interviewers are Miss Fidel's class. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. We are going to talk to Miss Fidel. We have several questions from her class, and she is going to answer them.
How is it like being a teacher?
So I became a teacher because I really liked working with kids. And I love when there's that aha moment and that connection of where they weren't understanding something and then they get it all of a sudden. So I like being able to do that. And fortunately, I had some awesome students this year because this is going to be my last year as a teacher for a while. I'm going to be doing an internship next year to be a school counselor. So my students were telling me some different things about what they learned this year since we were wrapping up at the end. And I was so excited. Some of them still enjoyed learning.
If you're the United States president, what would you change?
So if I was the president right now, I think I would give $1 million to every teacher who taught this year during COVID, because this was the craziest year ever of teaching. And I think all the teachers deserve it, and then they could use it to take a break.
What's your favorite Star Wars character?
So my favorite Star Wars character from the original trilogy is definitely Princess Leia, because she's awesome. But I did also watch The Mandalorian during COVID times. So I do have to say I enjoy Baby Yoda, although it's not really Baby Yoda, but that's what people call him, and he's adorable.
Do you like being a teacher? And if you do, what's your favorite part?
I do like being a teacher when I'm able to actually teach my students and work with them on things. But like I said earlier, this is actually going to be my last year of teaching. So I've been thinking about what am I going to really miss about being in the classroom? And one of the biggest things is when we read a novel and then we watch the movie. And my students are always, they're angry and like, what? Like this part isn't in here, or they changed this character, or this character looks wrong. And we do a lot of comparing and contrasting. And I just like that my students are able to love reading the book so much more than the movie. And I really like movies, but the books are always better.
Why do you like Harry Potter so much?
Oh my goodness. So Harry Potter is just awesome. I think part of it was I really like the fantasy genre, and the idea of kind of going away to magic school was pretty awesome. And I read the first three. By the time I was getting into Harry Potter, there were only three books out. I mean, I know I'm like old, I'm not super old, but old enough that I had to wait for books 4 through 7 to come out. And I like the magic and lessons they learn and good versus evil and mostly a happy ending.
What is your favorite thing from Harry Potter?
My favorite thing about Harry Potter is the magic, because I wish I could do magic to do simple tasks around the house or at work. And I just like that they get to go away and learn to do things, and there's magical creatures, and I don't know. I like the fantasy genre, so I like that. And Luna Lovegood is my favorite character, so she's pretty awesome. And I do like the trio in Harry Potter, but sometimes the supporting characters can be more interesting than the main characters.
Okay, what is one thing you wanted to do when you was younger?
So, when I was younger, I really wanted to travel. I have two older sisters who are a lot older than me. So, one is 10 and a half years older than me, and the other one is 7 years older than me. So, they both got to go to Europe with my parents when they graduated from high school. And I was lucky enough to be able to travel as well. And I picked going to Australia because I really wanted to see the Sydney Opera House. And since we were over there, we decided to hop over to New Zealand, which is still pretty far from Australia, but a lot closer than it would be from here. So we got to do a lot of really cool things. And I like being able to see other cultures, even though in Australia and New Zealand, they still speak English. But we got to see some really cool things. And if you've seen Moana, they're based on the Polynesian culture, right, of the Maori. And we got to see some really cool things with that. So when Moana came out, I'm like, hey, I've seen this in real life.
What is your favorite animal?
Super easy. My favorite animal is an owl. And if you have been in my classroom at all, I have owl stuff everywhere. So you can see those. I also do really like llamas. I have an inside joke with my nephews about llamas, so I have some of that as well. But overall, I'd have to say an owl.
What Hogwarts house do you think you would be in?
So I think that I would be in Ravenclaw because they're the ones that are the huge nerds and they like to hang out in the library. So that would be what I would like to do. But one of my really good friends and I have this joke where I'm half Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff. So she calls me a Ravenpuff. And she's half Gryffindor and half Slytherin, and she's a Slythergriff. So we're working on making t-shirts. If I get that figured out, I will definitely wear it to work sometime.
What is Miss Fidel's favorite Harry Potter character?
So I said this earlier that Luna Lovegood is my favorite. She's very unique and quirky and doesn't really care what other people think. She definitely has an interesting style choice in terms of what she wears, but I just like that she's her own person, and she also gives really good advice to the other characters, I think.
Thank you so much for joining us, Miss Fidel. It was a lot of fun learning more about you and the things that you like and enjoy. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And I'm glad you were able to squeeze me in right at the end while I was still teaching. And I hope that everybody is going to have a great summer.
Wow, Miss Fidel, the nerd energy is definitely with you, and that's why we're friends. Speaking of friends, let's go to our special day of the week. Whether they're near or far, old or new, best friends can help carry us through our lives. This June 8th is National Best Friends Day. It's time to tell them how much we appreciate their company. Best friends make us laugh, help us through the hard times, and just generally make our lives better. Time for the joke of the week. What kind of cheese doesn't have any friends? Provolone. Time for question for you. What is the name of the famous race car's best friend in the popular Disney Pixar movie Cars? Be sure to respond in the Google form what your answer is. I'm going to leave you with one last word. Absquatulate. Absquatulate is a verb which means to leave abruptly. I don't want to absquatulate just because of summer, so there will be one final announcement video on Friday. I'm Mr. Hubbard, and I'll see you for the last time at the end of the week.